Good Monday evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Safety Stop right here on the Penny Royal Divers Group and our YouTube page. JoJo, what's going on this fine evening?
Oh, not too much. Enjoying what, the first day of spring?
It is the first day of spring, and I know it did not feel like it this morning. And of course, I used the handy dandy new little feature on our website to see what the water temperatures were, and it still showed cold.
Yeah, you might give it some time to warm up.
Well, I have been noticing, it's been warming up and cooling down about a degree to 2 degrees over the last couple days. So
Well,
it'll warm up a little bit during the day on the surface, and then you'll see it cool back down at night. So, and it could be just the temperature reflecting off of the wall too. Just warm
okay.
right there. So, but anyway, we'll get into that in the new temperature monitoring contraption that we have. Now, we'll get into that in a minute. Let me get to the comments. It looks like Mr. Charles Hewitt is in the house tonight. Good evening, sir. Of course, Dad's in here, Mr. Tony Longton. What's his last name again? What's Inside joke. And of course, Mike Schutz. I hope that ankle's doing pretty good. I hope it feels better today.
I heard he
uh,
took a tumble.
well, he didn't get dinged with the basketball goal, but he did take a tumble. but
Yeah, I got the basketball goal.
well, Mr. Charles Hewitt asked, when is opening day? So, opening day is April the 8th. We are 18 days away from opening the 2023 season. So, and I'm excited. I mean, I can't wait for our guests. The winter divers who have been in over the last couple of months have been able to get a firsthand view of all of the upgrades and stuff that we have done. And I think when our regular divers come in, our seasonal divers, they come in, I think they're going to be blown away.
Yeah, I do. It's been a busy winter for maintenance this year.
Oh yeah. Well, big projects. Not the big project I was hoping to get started on, but projects that needed to be done, and I think we've done pretty good so far.
hmm
So looks like Jake's in here. Good evening, sir. I don't know why Dad put not head up there, so we'll.
maybe.
Looks like Emily's in here too, Mr. Chad. Good evening to you guys. Let's see. Tony says every freaking cold weekend this winter. Now my second home. Yeah. Well, what better place?
Hey,
Not a
water's
problem.
cold. It's just cold.
Yeah, I hear you. Not a problem, Charles. We look forward to seeing you. Maybe calling Mister Knothead. I don't know, Jake. There ain't much telling. But
Oh,
anyway,
jeez.
so let me jump into man. This temperature monitoring thing is working like a charm, and of course, I've got to give credit to Brian for putting this thing together. And we started this project about a year ago. We were talking about some way to be able to monitor temperatures and put them live on our website. And so that had kind of came in, or that came into fruition this weekend. We tested it last weekend for a couple of hours. It other than two temperature sensors showing 0 degrees, I mean that was a heck of a thermocline, let me tell you. Other than that, I think 10 foot and 20 foot showed like zero. So there was some ice floating down there, but anyway, so we got it all squared away, and it is in. It is actually live. If you go to our website now, let me just make this disclaimer: because when you load our website, it will tell you exactly what the temperatures are when the website loads. Unless you refresh it, it will not update. So you actually, have to refresh it. But anytime you open our page, it's going to give you the the water temperatures for then, which is cool.
You got it in, so now it's going to be 80 degrees tomorrow, right?
Hey, I turned the heater on just to see, how fast. Like I said, I've seen some temperature fluctuations, but I haven't really seen anything over 52.
Oh, 52.
Yeah, I know.
Warm.
Let's see. I'm going to go over to it right now. 18
We
days,
at least
12
get
hours.
70.
Huh?
We at least get to 70.
Yeah, no joke. Of course, I just popped on the website. 18 days, 12 hours, 47 minutes, and 50 seconds until opening day. But currently, as of I'm sorry, 8:14. I think that's when that. Let me reload this just to make sure my time's right. Uh, I know my counter's right, but this is where I need a drum roll. Right. Well, that one's not working.
It's already broke. Darn it.
I know. I done broke it. I broke the website. It's broke. I think it's just because I'm streaming, so it's you
What are
know.
you trying to figure out?
Well, now I'm trying to reload because I had the site up, but I didn't refresh it, so it didn't. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna slide my mic over here just a little bit.
Still 52 degrees.
Yeah, it's still 52. As of 8:13, which is current time, it is showing 52 degrees down to 30 feet, and at 30 feet is 49 degrees. So seems like we're already getting a slight thermocline there. So not a whole lot. Probably not one you'd really
Notice.
notice. Yeah,
Yeah.
but goes 49, 48, 46. Yeah. So once you hit 50 foot, it doesn't get any colder at 100 foot. So, I mean, there is a bright side to it. I mean, I don't know.
You're already in it there. Might as well keep going.
Yeah, you're already there. So, but anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and throw the interesting, fun little trivia question out tonight. And I think I had said something last week about I was going to save this one, and I did. I saved it until this week, but I think it's an interesting one. So scratch your heads, get your scuba knowledge thinking hats on, because I want to know what the third color lost is and at what depth. So, what is the third color loss, and at what depth do you lose that color? I think that's a good one, don't you, JoJo?
I do. Kind of have to think about it. Probably know the first one you lose. Probably know the last one. What's in between?
Yeah, yeah. Of course, this will make you think a little bit. What color? What is the third color lost, and at what depth? So, if you throw your comment or throw your answer up in the comments there, we'll read them off, and we'll see who gets it right or who gets the closest. Anyway, uh, third color lost, and at what depth? So, and I think you could actually consider that. No, you could. Yeah, you could. I'll give you a quick hint. That would be considered a deep dive. Just throwing that out there. So I know JoJo knows the answer. So because yeah, we done talked about it. But anyway, so yeah, I mean we are what, 2 Saturdays away from opening.
Yeah, you better start working and doing something.
I know. I mean, it's one of those things that you work hard and you keep working, you keep working. It seems like you get further behind.
Should have some nice days to come clean.
Well, I'm
Get that scrub
hoping
and prep.
so. Um, I'll pull out the handy dandy little. What is the weather forecast going to be here? And last time I looked, of course, the weather forecast that changes every 5 minutes. Kind of, not like the water temperatures. It don't change every 5 minutes. Weather forecast does. Uh, but yeah, I mean, at least they are calling for temperatures. Tomorrow it's going to be a high of 57, and then after that it's in the 60s, 74 on Thursday. But I mean, uh, all the way through the 29th, it's showing highs in the 60s, lows 40s to 50s. So I mean that's going to cause the water to start warming up, and hopefully we'll be able to start seeing those trends on the monitor. See how they start ticking upwards, and as well be able to see where the thermoclines are this spring. So that'll be really interesting data to find out.
I bet it falls pretty close to the nighttime temperatures.
It probably will, but
Till the days get longer.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's already getting dark. About 7:30 now, and it's just going to keep getting longer. And if these temperatures hold, I mean, that water's going to be start warming up. Maybe not at 20 and 30 feet, but the surface is going to start warming up, and in turn, it's going to start causing the water deeper to start warming a little bit. We'll develop the thermoclines, and now we'll get an accurate picture of how it warms up during a season. So, we've had to go by trends of what people's dive computers have said, and, just what we've recorded on our own. But now we'll have that data to be able to, this is what it's doing. Here's our picture. I think it's cool. I think somebody had posted that now we just need an automatic visibility updater.
Hey, I already said let's just put a camera down there with a yardstick. Or, a couple yardsticks. Ta-da!
uh, well, we could always put on there, visibility as far as the eye can see. I mean,
Yeah.
really, it may be 50 foot, it may be 20 foot. Bad day,
We'll
it
do a
may be
little.
10 foot.
Well, right there we got the camera. We'll put a little fish feeder. So
A fi-
twice a day, maybe we feed the fish.
uh, automatic fish feeder. We'll have one at 10 foot, distance wise, 10 foot away, 20 foot away, 30 foot away. And we'll start at the furthest one away, and if we can see the fish start gathering, then we'll know. All right, well we can
Know
see
which one
50 foot.
it
Yeah. If we can't see them, all right, hit the next one. uh, but anyway, Mike says it's supposed to be 74, and he has taken the day off work. Well, I wished I could say I was taking the day off work, but I'm going to be working. So, uh,
I will be taking the day off work, but guess what I got to go do? Pick up
not,
Girl Scout cookies.
ooh. Are you setting up the underwater Girl Scout booth?
Oh, I think that would be fun, but I don't got any certified Girl Scouts.
Well, we could always put you in a, Girl Scout uniform and let you go down there.
Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, goodness. Chad says blue. So Chad says blue is the third color lost, but he didn't give a depth. So, Chad, you're 50% on your answer there. So can you shoot me a depth? All right. Let me throw this question back up there because I know we've got some people who are just tuning in that probably didn't see it. It's right here above our heads. The third color lost. What is it and at what depth? So, Mr. Jeff Hoyer just checked in. Good evening, sir. Dad says some people can't see very far. Yeah, I know. I'm one of them. I can tell I'm getting older. I'm going to have to get bifocals in my mask. I can already tell it because to read something up close, I have to go like that now. So, yeah, it's coming. In other news, and matter of fact, I got this just before we come on. Uh, if anybody is familiar with what DEMA is, that's the Dive Equipment Marketing Association, which we are a member of. They hold the big DEMA show in the fall where all the dive professionals go to see the new updates, to see the new equipment coming out for continuing education. It's a fun time. But anyway, we just got now. This is the third month of the year. They must be running behind. But they sent us our 2023 members kit. And of course, I have our 2023 sticker that goes on our plaque. But I thought it was really cool because I've never had them do this before. But I really like this sticker they sent. No bad vibes.
Try to get you to come back next year.
I guess that's what it is. I don't know. But then they sent this one here too, which I thought was pretty cool, especially in the underwater photography part of me. Uh, we always say take only pictures, leave only bubbles, but this says collect memories, not things. So I mean, kind of goes along with take only pictures, leave only bubbles kind of thing. The Chad says 60 foot. Dad says 70 foot. Uh, Mr. Jeff Hoyer says yellow at 100. So, all right. So Chad says blue, 60. Dad just gave a depth of 70. Chad said yellow at 100. So, all right, we got some guesses rolling in on the little trivia question for the evening, which is awesome. Uh, this is the one I was talking about last week. I'd come across after I found the one for last week that I thought would be interesting. The color scale. So, anyway, so yes, JoJo, we're almost there. 2023 is the season is about to start. I am so excited. A lot of cool things going on this year. Of course, we've talked about it a little bit, but I think Women's Dive Day is going to be a little bit bigger than it was last year. So, already getting questions and all that stuff on it. It's March. Women's Dive Day is in July. So, still a lot of planning and prep work to go into that, but we're already getting interest in it. So, going to be fun.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and I know when you was down last week, JoJo, I think we talked about it a little bit last week. Hopefully Penny will be going back in the water here in the next month.
Yeah, good possibility.
So yeah, so if you want to get pictures with Penny before she goes back in the water, we'll let you know when she's going to be returning to her natural habitat.
Right now, she looks like a spotted albino shark. So
Well, we could always just get like some whiskers and she kind of look like a catfish.
yeah, yeah.
uh,
All we're pretty much needing is maybe a couple hours of sanding and start throwing paint on.
yep. And of course, we've got her dentures and all of that. So, I'm really excited to see what what she's going to look like, the ending, or the end result uh, of this. I was trying to see. I thought I had, and I may not. I thought I had some pictures.
Saying, unless you want the thing to have pink polka dots or something, don't let me do the painting. Let that be
Pink polka dots. All right. Yeah, so here we go. Now this isn't of Penny, but I think we can go ahead and give our viewers here a little bit of a sneak peek at some of the work we've been doing the last 3 weeks or so. Of course, everybody already knows about the dock. I mean, everybody that has used the dock has loved the dock. So I think we've about beat the dock. It's no longer new, even though it's new. It's no longer new because we've talked about it so much.
Jeff,
Um,
I have thought about putting glow in the dark paint on her. Really have.
Shine a light. What? Wait, what? She's glowing.
I mean, just you can't see it. Just start writing. I don't know, draw smiley faces and stuff all over. You wouldn't know it's there until it's dark.
All right. So, going to give you a little sneak peek into the changing room. Now, forgive me on the quality of the photo because it's coming through and being casted out. So, I don't know. It's not showing me a very good preview, so I don't know how it's gonna look. But this is the inside of the ladies' changing room. So this is the little mural picture that my wife put up on the wall, and she actually hand painted all that. So it's pretty cool. And
Look at
then,
that.
huh?
That is nice. Good
Yeah.
job, Krista.
Oh yeah. And then, of course, the outside of the changing building is looking. It looks a little bit more than this one here, but as you can tell, we have been working on that too, trying to you know step it up a little bit. And of course, unfortunately, we're not done with the guy's side on the changing room yet. So it just got its first coat of paint this past weekend, Saturday and yesterday. So it's still got to do a second coat, and then of course she's going to do the kind of the same thing on the guy's side. So uh, a lot of work going into this. Trying to see if I had one uh, of the stalls. I know we posted one probably 2 weeks ago. I think Mike was sitting down in one of the changing stalls.
Yep. Yep.
So
So two changing stalls, each bathroom, and
yeah.
a enclosed
Oh yeah. Yeah.
latrine
With a door.
with a door.
With a
You
door.
don't
Yeah.
no more eye contact. Hey, what
No
are you
longer.
doing?
Yeah, no longer any weird, awkward eye contact. It'd be like, oh, and we have taken the locks off of the outside door, so people can't lock it, so other people can't go in there and change or whatnot. So, yes, all for the better. I'm looking through here, seeing if I could find, and of course, I was sitting there talking about. I think we've beat the doc to death, but I just think this next picture is just so cool. Some divers from Indiana actually got this shot. That one there, and I think it was posted earlier on the group page as well. I just love that shot, though.
Oh yeah, that's great.
I
I
mean
just
that,
need to finish it up.
yeah. I mean that's just an awesome shot.
Move the platform underneath and start getting ropes and stuff down.
Oh yeah. Well, we still got to do the. We're still going to put the deco ladder in, and it's going to go all the way down to I think 90, either 80 or 90. I'm not exactly sure. Uh, but yeah, I mean, we were talking about it this. Actually, I think it was yesterday. We started working on all this the first weekend in January. I think that's when it was. If I can find my cursor here. Let's
Yeah,
see.
it's so we literally came back from Christmas and it
Hmm.
was go.
Yeah, it was. We started laying down the design for the dock on January 7th. And so from January 7th all the way through until yesterday, I mean, Mike and Brian, you, Krista, Brandon was down last week. We've had several staff members come in and help knock these out, and we've had some divers. Some of our regulars come down. Rob Ball and Sean Bowen. They came down to help with the dock one day, so getting a lot of good work done, just because it's limited time. Let's see.
Yep, yep.
I'm trying to catch up on my comments here, so
Everybody says
let
it's looking good.
yeah. Looks like Mr. Randy Childers is in here. Now Randy. Now I haven't talked to him, like actually talked to him since he moved to Florida. He can't stand cold water. And I can tell some stories from trips, but I'll leave those alone. But Randy's actually an awesome finish carpenter, and so yeah, I'd love for him to do like some of the finishing touches because all of our stuff is rough, and we're not carpenters by no means. uh, the
I think it turned out pretty darn nice for not knowing what we're doing.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there was only a few minor math miscalculations. I mean, I,
Hey, the submerged steps in the dock went together like butter.
oh
That's all
yeah.
that mattered.
Well, and it ended up right where we had planned it. So I mean, we had wanted to make sure that platform was at 4 foot, and without physically getting in the water, calculated it all out, and so we got pretty daggum close. And then of course the yeah, I don't think we could have made the steps fit any tighter and them actually go.
No, no, we couldn't made them any
Yeah,
tighter.
yeah,
They're
that would have.
stuck.
Yeah, yeah, they're there, they're anchored, they're good. So I'm just excited to for the water to warm up. Number one, but number two, be able to use it because everybody is talking about how easy it is getting in, getting out, getting your fins on, getting your fins off, all of that, and I'm sitting here like, but I got to put a dry suit on if I want to use it right now. No. It's
I'll
still
put
going to
on
be
mine.
it's still going to be there in a couple of months. So, you know, it's still going to be
I'd
there.
put on mine. Let's go.
There's plenty of water work to be done. Trust me. We still got to move the suspended platform and get all that stuff done. So we'll let you put your dry suit on. Might be a little chilly. Hey, you better check the website for the temperatures first.
I might. I might use the dry gloves. Yeah, if it gets up to 58, I might take the dry gloves off or something.
You might. You might. Well, I just updated it, or just refreshed the page, and it's still the surface is still holding at 52, but I think the temperature outside's like in the 50s, so I'm not really sure.
I got 39 right now.
Yeah, but you're a little bit further away. Yeah, it kind of reminds me when we were talking. I think was it last week when we were talking. Somebody actually thought we were in the same room.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, somebody thought we were actually in the same room, and Joe is actually what about an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours to
I'm two
my
hours
east.
away.
Yeah, so yeah. Now we could do some pretty cool stuff if we're doing a live cast, in the same room. I could reach over and wrong way, and actually push him, but I can't right there. Yeah, he's not there.
Yeah, I'm looking at my screen. It looks like I'm looking at you.
Yeah. Hey,
What you doing?
which way? Oh, there you are. Oh, hey, Joe. The sad part about it is, if I look this way, hi, Joe, you're a wall. Maybe it's time for my bifocals in my mask now. Is that you over there?
Maybe.
I don't know. All right, well let's throw this question up again. I know we've had a couple of people guess. I think Chad guessed. Dad just gave a depth. He didn't give a color. I know Jeff threw out a color and a depth. So let's throw this back up here. For those who are just joining us or did not get to see tonight's question, oh, I almost hit the close button. What is the third color lost and at what depth? Oh, third color lost and at what depth? Stephanie should know this. Dive master in training. A little bit of that physics going on there. She's probably going to be like, "Don't make my mind work."
I think she's getting us mixed up with somebody else.
Hey
Said, hey,
Gus.
Gus.
Hey Gus, are you around here? Hey Gus. Oh, hey Gus, what's going on? At least you didn't put Casper. Huh?
I think she's thinking of Dive Talk with Gus and Woody.
I ain't no telling. At least she didn't say Casper. I mean, just before we come on tonight, if anybody has been following this live cast for a while now, back a couple of years ago, the big joke was JoJo's house is haunted. So I'm going to let JoJo fill you in on this. So JoJo, go ahead and tell them about you and your haunted house adventures.
Well, I mean, I was working on the electrical, and so I put some new lights in. And while
Were
I
they
was still
dive
working
lights?
on it, of course, yeah, wafer lights. They draw really low power, so any kind of surge just makes them like blink. So it took me a while to get all that straightened out. Now they're fixed, but for
Just don't say.
some reason, right before we got started, it was like the camera just started going in and out. Like the lights were turning off and on.
Yeah,
Like, it ain't my lights.
yeah. Joe would like get really bright, really dim, really bright, really dim. And I'm like, Joe, is your house haunted again?
Look around, no, it ain't me.
Steph says no, didn't have glasses on. So, well, I mean, the GUS. Well, the S isn't really close to the Y, but okay, we'll give her that. Oh, so yeah, I'm the more I sit here and think about it, the more excited I get for the new dive season coming up. Uh, it just makes me wonder, what kind of cool things, what kind of, who are the cool people we're going to meet. Of course, all of our diving friends or diving family, I should say, are cool people. So, I shouldn't expect, much more than that. It's going to be awesome.
Well, I get to look forward to being my first class as an assistant instructor. So
Ah, yes, yes. And you don't have too much more to go from what I understand.
no, not too much more. We got a little bit of pool work left, and then pretty much a training class.
And that means we're going to have to update your name on the title intro. It's going to have to
Really,
go from JoJo to uh, SSI Dive Master to Assistant Instructor.
it'd be dumb butt is what it should be. SSI dumb butt. Sounds like a ship, really.
It's a what?
Sounds like a ship, like the
Shit.
Titanic.
I
Except
think.
I ain't going to hit an iceberg. I'm going to hit a rock.
Well, as long as you don't do what Mike done on his scooter. I mean,
Boom.
I think we've actually brought this up before, but it's so funny. I've got to bring it up again. If you've ever watched the movie Wild Hogs with John Travolta and Martin Lawrence, I'm trying to think of who else is in it. Tim Allen. If you've ever seen that movie, so it was what you and Brian, Jeff, and Mike, right,
Yeah,
on the
I'm playing
scooters.
on scooters.
So I had threatened last season after they all made the dive with their scooters. I had threatened to get them a custom decal made for the scooters that said "Wild Hogfish" and slap them on their scooters. And and I won't ever forget that dive. I wasn't on it, but I laughed like crazy. Um, I think Mike had turned his head to look at something or get evened out in the water and wasn't paying attention and ran smack dab into the road. So, it was and I think he even said when he hit he was laughing.
Oh
So,
yeah, I mean he was like full blown into it, and it's funny because up on top they're like it's brand new, got to don't know scratches, can't do nothing, and then he just rams it into the ground.
yeah, I think that
Well,
was the
damage now.
yeah, I think that was the inaugural dive with this scooter. I mean, he just
Yeah,
got it.
it's like
There's no scratches, no scuffs, no nothing. Boom, silk plume.
yeah, he did like a mushroom cloud.
uh, luckily, I believe he had already had. Actually, it wasn't. I can say it wasn't his inaugural use of it because he'd actually done the scooter class. So it was probably the first dive out of class with it. So you know.
Oh,
Mr. Scott Tyree's in the house tonight. Good evening, sir. He says yellow at 35 feet. Chad says, what does it take to become an assistant instructor? Well, let's see here. JoJo, it's a fun and daunting process, isn't it?
it takes your soul.
It takes your... I thought that was Dive Master.
No, oh, it's grueling. I'll give you when they say they want you to not just demonstrate a skill, but demonstrate it. How they put it?
Demonstration
Professionally, no.
quality.
Demonstration quality while holding your buoyancy. And I mean, I've taken my mask off a million times, but try to do it slowing down at 1/6 of the speed. And
and
it,
and being and have it mastered, like,
yeah,
be able to take your time and do it very slowly.
you gotta make sure you communicate it correctly. talking about it at the surface, getting all the key points. Then you gotta go down and the correct hand signals. Jeez, I don't think I can remember all the hand signals. I'm just remember looking at you, going, "Hey, do that."
Well, well, just to kind of give a quick synopsis, of course, you've got to have, your advanced open water or with SSI, your four specialties to get your advanced open water. You've got to have your rescue equivalent, and your master diver before you can enter into the dive professional realm. Now, once you've become a master scuba diver, and that is that the requirements are just a little different between agencies. There's not a whole lot. SSI requires you to have four specialty stress and rescue 50 log dives. PADI requires you to have advanced open water, rescue, and five specialties plus 50 log dives for your master scuba diver. I'm not really sure what NAUI requires or SDI, but I would say probably close to the same. And then you've got to have go through the professional development, whether it's the Dive Master program through PADI, whether it's the Science of Diving specialty, Dive Guide specialty through SSI. You got to go through those equivalents to get your professional rating. And once you get those, then you get your dives and experience under your belt. Then you're ready to take off and start either the through SSI. It's called assistant instructor. Through PADI, it is actually the first part of the IDC instructor development course. The first part of it's your assistant instructor. Most people go from dive master, do the complete IDC, so they get their assistant instructor kind of under their belt at the same time, and then they do their instructor evaluation. So, couple of different ways you can go about it, but yeah, but by the time you get to the professional level, I mean, you want all of your skills to be spot on, not just for your benefit, but on a professional level, you're working with other divers, and some may be brand new open water divers who, haven't dove in a couple of years. Only dives they had was their checkouts. Maybe somebody just fresh out of open water, as on a dive master aspect, or you may be helping in a class. So you want your skills to be spot on so that you can help develop other divers' skills. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
really like Dive Master. That was fun to me.
Oh,
Being able
yeah.
to get, especially with new divers getting their first or second dive in. All right, let's go out and have some fun. And they want it. You're all. If they want a little critique here and there, they absolutely love the info.
Yeah.
Well, blast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Jeff says, you got hoodies. We got hoodies. I think we go to from small all the way up to 3X. I think it's 3X. It may be 4X. I think it's 3X. So,
It's like, don't you have fat man sizes yet?
um, I got them that'll barely fit me.
So I'm out of the question. I ain't getting my piranha shirt this year.
Hmm. Let's see. Jeff also asked, I'm Patty. Is SSI better? Jeff, the honest answer to that question, and I'll just lay it out simple. No one agency is quote unquote better than the other. Where you get your quality is the instructors. Some people have instructors that really care about how their skills are. They want to make sure they know their skills. Go through there, and it doesn't happen as much in our area as I'm sure it does coastal areas and places like that. But there's some people that are just in it just for the money, and they'll give you just the bare minimums. Um, so, is one agency better than the other? Technically, in my book, it's not. Um, I like SSI better because they're a little bit more conservative as far as your ascent rates and stuff like that. Patty teaches 60 feet a minute, which, if you haven't researched it, um, all scuba training agencies fall under the Recreational Scuba Training Council. So it's that RSTC that sets the standards for scuba training. The training agencies have to go by that minimum set of standards. Now, all of them do. I know SSI does 30 feet per minute, where the standards, RSTC, PADI, and I think, I'm not sure now, SDI, I'm not sure about their programs, but I know PADI teaches 60 feet, ascent rate 60 feet per minute. So SSI is a little conservative. You come up a little bit slower. It just helps off gas. But to say one's better than the other, you know, I have to say that you have to lead that back to, the instructor who teaches the class. Let's see.
YMCA was 60.
Huh?
YMCA was 60.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, and like I said, and I had somebody call asking about classes the other day, and it's it's like I told them. They asked, well, which one's better, Patty or SSI? And it's honestly not that one's better than the other. It's a little bit of training, a little bit of different lingo. Skills are called the skills are the same. It may be called, for example, uh, your CISA with Patty, your controlled emergency swimming ascent, is simply called emergency swimming ascent in SSI. Same exact thing, same skill, math skills, everything's identically the same. The same skill set is taught. So, yeah, it's, I mean, not a whole lot of difference. Like I said, it really falls down to the faces of the training agencies, which are your instructors, assistant instructors, dive masters, the ones who are teaching the classes. I hope I explained that and not didn't give too much confusion.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to all teach you to be a safe diver.
Exactly. I mean, and that's
The
that's
point.
the whole goal behind scuba training, is to make sure that whatever class you're taking, whether it's open water, whether it's deep, whether it's dry suit, the whole goal is to teach you the skills to minimize the risk of something happening. That's the reason, when you get a new piece of equipment like a scooter or a dry suit or a full face mask, it's always a good idea to go ahead and have that class under your belt or take the class so that you're familiar with the operations, whether it's Patty, SSI, NOWI, whoever, so that you're familiar with the equipment, with the emergency skills. If something was to happen, you've got that knowledge before just jumping in, going diving, and something happening. And you're like, oh, what do I do? You know, let's
They should
see.
teach you how to do your ascent without a dive computer, as well as with a dive computer. So,
Yeah. um, let's see. Yeah, he says, okay, thanks. That helps a lot. Well, and that's what we're here for. You know, we're here so that we can answer questions and chit chat and talk about different things. But this is what really the program was designed for, was different topics. If you have questions about scuba training, scuba equipment, stuff like that, where we could actually sit down and talk about it. And So yeah, I think let's see. Scott put on there, pay and dive immediately. Now, see, I actually heard a
Scuba
dip,
Sissies
huh?
International.
Huh?
Scuba Sissies International.
Scuba Issues International.
Scuba Sissies International.
Oh, Scuba Sissies International. Well, as far as what, let's see, what Scott put on there, pay and dive immediately. I've actually heard the other one, put another dollar in.
Yeah, heard that one too.
But you can come up with all kinds of acronyms for all of them. It's that's the funny thing about acronyms. I mean, you can come up with whatever you want to for them.
The SSI gets their money just as easy as everybody else.
Oh yeah. Well, that's one thing about it. The training agencies are definitely going to make sure they get their part. So I had a customer. It was a guy signed his son up for classes last season, and signed him up. And of course, our policy on it is to at least take a deposit. And the guys told me he was driving. He was lives in our area, and said he was traveling home from out of town. He was wanting to get his son signed up, and I'm like, okay. So I kind of let it slide. He said, I'll be in tomorrow to take care, finish everything up. Okay. Already had everything set up. His son was able to log on to his digital learning, all that. He was set up to take the next class we had. Well, he never showed up to take care of everything, and didn't hear anything. Didn't show up for class. It was just like, boom, nothing, crickets. And so it was last week we get a call, and they are in Key Largo, and his son is taking a scuba class, an SSI class through a dive shop down there, and I'm not going to name the name, just because I'm going to tell you my experience with them here in just a minute. And
Is it one of the ones we went to?
no, 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 it
Okay.
wasn't. But anyway, so he calls up and says, "Hey, we're down here. Uh, we need to get stuff switched over so that they can finish his open water stuff up." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, he hadn't started anything. He's done his online. And oh yeah, he's doing the pool stuff today, or in the mornings today and tomorrow, and we're going out on the boat in the afternoons. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, here's the problem. It was never paid for. Like, the deposit wasn't paid, which covers, the agency's money. So, we've been sitting here holding on to this. So I told him, I said, yeah, once this is paid, then we can release it. And so we did. And me being the nice, courteous guy that I am, I called the dive shop, and I'd already talked to him earlier after the initial conversation, and kind of told him what was going on. Well, once we got everything squared away, I called him back. Well, I got a different guy, and this guy, he was really nice, and I told him, okay, well, here's what we've got, here's what's going on. Okay, well, let me try to get him pulled up. Well, then I hear him say something, and then the original guy that was I talked to first got on the phone. Hey, can we take care of this later? We got people checking in, and I've got people we're trying to get done, and all this other stuff, and we don't have time to mess with this. So can we call you back later, and we can finish this? I'm thinking, dude, your boat holds what, 20 people? You're checking maybe 20 people in? Dude, we check 100 people in a day in the summertime. I don't want to hear that. I'm like, yeah, dude, whatever. Of course, I never did hear anything else back out of them, but I'm a stickler for customer service. I was trying to take care of this customer, making sure that everything was good. They didn't have any hiccups. And of course, the dive shop, they were thinking about numbers. Oh, we got to get these people in. We got to, you know. that's what I have a problem with in the coastal areas. You know, it's more about quantity instead of quality, and kind of brings us back to, and I'm not knocking any instructors by no means, but when you're in that kind of atmosphere, how does that affect the training of your students? You know, just from what I got from the guy I talked to on the phone, I wouldn't take a class with him because he was like trying to, blow me off. And which he may not even been an instructor. I don't know, but yeah. Needless to say, if I ever go back to Key Largo, I'm definitely not using that shop.
Okay, I mean, you can go on about the zero to hero stuff too. That goes on all down there.
Oh yeah, but anywho, that's my rant for the night, and I just happened to look, and we're over a minute. So anyway, I'd meant to do the answer to our question about 15 minutes ago, and see, I got on a rant. Y'all let me get on a rant now. Oh goodness. But all right, so since we are at 9 o'clock, we're gonna go ahead and pull this up one more time, and I'm gonna let JoJo give you guys the answer. What is the third color lost, and at what depth? So JoJo, what's the third color lost?
Maroon,
Maroon. I thought it was
yellow.
chartreuse. Is it not
Maroon's what happens
chartreuse?
when that shark comes around.
Da-da.
So the color loss is yellow.
Color loss is yellow. The third color lost as you descend is yellow, and the depth is 60 feet, roughly. So yellow and roughly around 60, 66 feet. It's right at 3 atmospheres. So, so yes, Jeff hit it right on the head. I think he said 60 feet, if I'm not mistaken. I know he said yellow. So
Yeah.
yellow and 60 feet is the answer. And Sean just checked in. Good evening, sir. I did not give the name of the dive shop because I'm more professional than that. I won't broadcast that. So, just,
Maybe things are better now.
huh?
So maybe things are better now.
Maybe, yeah, maybe they are. I don't know. It's yeah. But anyway, so Scott says with good visibility. Well, if you got bad visibility, you can't really see anything.
With a good light, you'll have color wherever you go. So
Oh yeah, yeah, like the new Sea Life 5000K. Oh man, them things are awesome. I can't wait to get them in the water.
I hope they're a lot lighter under the water than they are on land. These things are
Oh,
heavy.
lighter.
Yes.
I hear you. Well, JoJo, since we are running a little over tonight, do you have any final thoughts? Let me get that question off of the board here.
Uh,
Oop.
I'm ready for the season to start. Everybody's come and enjoy and hang out again. Uh, you know, I know Cowboy will be here shortly. I'm missing his cooking.
Oh yeah.
So
Actually, I had barbecue for lunch today, and I'm like, this just is not Cowboys barbecue. uh, you had to ask
yeah,
Joe that one.
is the disco ball built yet? I haven't got a disco ball yet to build it.
We'll work on that. Women's Dive Day, July the 15th. Diving through the decades is the theme. Diving through the decades. That's where the disco ball come from, by the way. Uh, but anyway, so we are past that 9 o'clock hour. It's actually 9:05. I do apologize. I got on a little bit of a rant. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us tonight and each and every Monday night that we're on. We started this back in 2020 at the pandemic as a way for divers to kind of get together and chit chat and more or less decompress and talk scuba on Monday nights, hence Monday Night Safety Stop. So thank you guys for tuning in with us. Always a pleasure to get on here with my buddy JoJo there and you guys. Uh, we always try to have fun and give a little bit of insight and answer questions and just have a little bit of fun on Monday nights. Monday, the worst day of the week. It's 5 more days until we can go diving, unless you're on a trip. But all right,
Trip?
well,
We're
guys,
going on a trip. We're going on a trip. Let's go on a trip.
Yeah, my bags are packed.
So my stuff's still in the back of the truck. Let's go.
Impromptu dive trip. We're gonna go diving wherever the road takes us. All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you all here next Monday night, right here on Pennyroyal Divers Group, Monday Night Safety Stop, and our YouTube channel. We'll see you guys next week.